help him as they double team. What is Orton doing in there? Small Flair. Here's Flair being held by Orton, kicked and slugged by fans. We've been wrestling for many, many years. Never have we seen anything like this. A friendly face. The pile driver. It was Orton and it was Slater who had him into the air. Hard down he goes. As they were going to pile hard down to the mat. What a way for the championship match to end. All right, fans, and right here you see several wrestlers and some of the people at ringside here loading Ricflair onto a stretcher. Roddy Piper's in the ring, Wahoo McDaniel's in the ring, as Ricflair now is being carried out of the ring on this stretcher after being attacked right here by Dick Slater, by Bob Orton Jr., and of course by Harley Race. And this is a replay, fans, of what happened just a few moments ago at the end of that match when Flair was attacked and he had to be carried out of the ring and out of the arena on that stretcher. And there you see Bob Orton. That's Bob Orton Jr.
That is the worst thing I've ever seen in wrestling today. Harley Race, I can't believe he did it.
I don't care what you think,
I have never seen anything like this in my life.
I don't care what you think, Crockett. It's done.
Bob Orton, you will never, ever wrestle in Mid-Atlantic wrestling again.
Thank you.
Harley Race,
thank you.
You're the worst excuse for a champion I've ever seen.
Take a look at the cash. Take a look at the cash.
All right, Jim Crockett right there, fans, in the dressing room, telling him that was the worst thing that he had ever seen and had ever seen happen in professional wrestling, and that Bob Orton Jr. would never wrestle again in a Mid-Atlantic area, and that Harley Race was the poorest excuse for a world champion that he had ever seen. Race was so happy and so ecstatic, and you saw the $25,000 there. It looked like he was splitting it up between Bob Orton Jr. and also splitting it up with Dick Slater. Just what's going to happen with that, I don't have any idea. I know they were both elated. Bob Orton, though, Bob Orton Jr., and I tell you, promoter Jim Crockett really upset about that. And fans, you heard him as he told Orton, never again now will you wrestle on Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling or in the Mid-Atlantic area. And as to Harley Race, I don't know what will happen with that, but I'll guarantee you this is one thing that you aren't going to, this is definitely not the last you're going to hear about this. And right here, Jay Youngblood.
I can't believe what has just taken place, reviewing it on the monitor. I just can't believe it. Bob Orton coming in the ring right there, collecting the $25,000 bounty. I couldn't believe it, such stuff. This man's just come off injury list. Now, you know what exactly what happened to Ricflair. A double team on a spike, a pile driver. Man, I just can't believe it. You saw the reaction out there. You saw Ricflair. He's in an unconscious state.
That's right. Had to be carried out of the ring on that stretcher.
And then after they pile drive him, Harley Race, what did they do? They take him and wrench his neck. His neck, it looked like it was is hooked up to a rubber band or something.
And this, fellas, I tell you, we just got a camera into the dressing room a moment ago, and there was Race putting that money around to Orton, and also
payoff, right?
Yeah, the payoff to Orton and to Dick Slater.
Bounty, dirt money. That's what I call it, dirt money.
That's right, Bob. I'll tell you what, it has happened to me 2 times. And I'll tell you what, someone needs to go to the commission, the NWA, and seize this stuff. It is happening all over the United States, and now it's happened to the former world's champion, Ricflair, for a measly $25,000 on this man's head, and it has been collected.
All right, and Roddy Piper right here. Roddy, if it hadn't been for you getting up there, I don't know, he might have been injured even worse than he was.
I'll tell you, you want to talk about low-down scum? You can say whatever you want to, man. I saw the guy standing here with the little fella's boy not 2 weeks ago. I hope you enjoy your $25,000 because you're nothing but scum, mister. And I'll tell you something. You want to come and jump on somebody, brother. You want to get in someone. Don't you dare go to the next 7-Eleven. Don't you go down the roads, Orton. All you want to do is sit there, take your $25,000 and lay it down on your bed, brother, because that's the only place you're going to be able to appreciate it is on your bed because you stick your stinking head outside any place. Proud of you, you son of a gun.
Fans, we'll see you next week. And until then, so long for now. That's Ricflair, Bob Orton Jr. Bob?
Yeah, let me tell you something, Daddy. You people out there know I've been having my problems with Jake the Snake Roberts, Paul Jones, Roddy Piper's been having his problems with Greg Valentine, but nobody's been having the problems that this man right here has. $25,000 on his head. I don't even understand. I don't understand how it can even be let happen, but I'm here to tell you right now, Ricflair, that you got some people that are going to back you up, Daddy. Roddy Piper and myself will be watching your back.
Well, thank you very much, Bob. You know, it's very few times in life that you can be standing here
with friends like Roddy Piper, friends like Bob Orton, knowing that Rick Steamboat and Jay Youngblood, Rufus Jones, Mike Rotundo, Johnny Weaver, the whole lot of them stand behind me. A man put $25,000 on my head. There's a lot of guys coming after it. But the worst thing, the worst insult that Race has done is he has never told the world, he has told the wrestling world that he will never give me another shot at the title. Well, Race, I got news for you, brother. I'm going to be around a long time. With the help of these guys right here, I'm going nowhere. Woo! Forget about the 25 grand, boys.
No time, brother.
We're talking about Alka 25 grand. Bob Orton watching people's backs here. We're talking about United States. You know what, man? They've taken me. I've been fighting in double straps. I've been fighting in dog matches. I went to Judge Roy Bean this morning. I've been fighting in court. You think, Valentine, that you're going to get to me any kind of way like that? You're wrong, Jack. I am going to become the new United States heavyweight champion. I don't care if it's Durant. I don't care if I got to lay concrete, brother. I am going to keep on coming until you can't handle no more. Pretty soon the old arm's going to go like this. The old neck's going to be quivering. The shoulders, you see, the boys is back in town. Right. And we're taking care of business, and we're doing it right, Jack. Valentine, we'll see you soon.
We're right. There's nobody finer. We're ready for anybody. Woo! In the wrestling world. All right.
Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling for Mark Youngblood. And a good win for him over a tough competitor, Bill Howard. And, of course, right here, Bob Orton Jr., Dick Slater, Paul Jones, and fellas, I tell you, we've got a tape of exactly what happened last week. And Bob Orton, I got it. Dick Slater has said he was after $25,000. That was no surprise. I never was so shocked in my life as to see Bob Orton Jr. in that ring trying to collect that bounty.
I'm a businessman, Bob, and when it comes down to business, I'm one of the shrewdest in the world. And what it amounted to was $25,000 worth of business money, Daddy, and I collected it.
All right, now we're gonna show you, Bob, some of the things that happened and what happened at the match, at the end of that match, with you and Dick Slater in that ring.
Paul Jones talk about that.
You know, one thing I can't understand is you get two great men like these two men standing here, Slater and Bob Orton, and you get a bunch of crybabies, and this is mainly a man's profession. Men against men, not crybabies. And I don't condemn what these two men did. You're in a sport where it's dog eat dog and every man for himself. Now right here.
Paul, this was a world championship match. There was the champion, Harley Race, in that ring against the challenger, Ricflair.
Hey, Paul, we have paid our fine of $5,000 for what we did to Ricflair, but Ricflair is no more in professional wrestling because the $25,000, the world heavyweight champion, Ricflair is washed up, he is out, he is gone. That's the job that we were set out to do. I had told people that I was going to put him out. Bob Orton Jr. was right there with me. He witnessed the whole thing. He went ahead and he was as instrumental as I was in putting Ricflair out of professional wrestling, just like Harley Race paid to do so.
You know what gets me, guys, is Ricflair really thinks he's hot stuff. He really thinks he's worth a fortune. But you guys and I know that he's only worth $5,000.
Dick Slater coming into the ring.
Look right here. Watch right here when I roll into the ring, Daddy. I'm going to give Ricflair the OK sign. I'm going to say, Ricflair, everything's taken care of.
Yeah,
I will tell you what it is, Daddy. It's pure genius. It took me a long time to convince Flair. Look at me come in telling Flair he's got it made. Look at me go to Dickie, fooling everybody. And now watch me bomb Flair, Daddy. That's what it's all about, $25,000. And what you're going to see here in a minute is one of the most devastating wrestling moves in the history of NWA wrestling. This is what finished Ric Flair right here. When you power drive a man, when you crunch them vertebrae, real, look at Dickie spiking, Daddy. Look at that neck hit. Look at him crunch. Well, baby, when you can feel them vertebrae crunch, then when you do what I do right here, Daddy, spike it, and it snaps, and that's the end of Ric Flair. He's through, he's finished. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, you can say that you're listening to the #1 man now, Daddy, the man who did it all, the biggest thing that ever hit this area. I'm the only thing besides a plane crash that has put Ric Flair in the hospital. The Russians have nothing on me, you understand? But it takes time, it takes planning. And what I did is one of the most brilliant, most genius things that's happened in wrestling in the last 25 years, Daddy. I put my name in the record books forever. And as far as Ric Flair being injured, he's a businessman, he understands. As far as people saying I'm a snake in the grass, they can say what they want. They don't have to pay my bills. They don't. They don't have to look at my big bank account, you see. I do. And I'm very proud of myself for what I did. You understand that? Because Harley races from Kansas City and I'm from Kansas City has nothing to do with it. The plain fact of the matter is, I've got the money, and that's what it boils down to, Daddy. They're carrying him out on a stretcher right now. Ricflair on a stretcher to the hospital in Minnesota. Well, Ricflair, let me tell you something, Daddy, right now, if you can hear it.
All right, fans, and that's the story from Bob Orton Jr. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. You got your rules in your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate. I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying, I taste blood that's drying, I feel tension rising. I hear voices